Hey everybody, it's Jason. We're back with one more and one last Meet the Crew. And this time we have Jackson. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up? How's it going? It's going well on my end.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
I just realized I answered what's up with what's up, so should probably say that I'm doing good.
No, you're good. You're good. It's yeah, it's going well. It's going well. I realized I was stalling there because I was trying to remember. There was those awkward things that when you're at a restaurant and the waiter says something like how's the food, and they're like, oh, it's good, how's yours?
Yeah,
you know. And this waiter's like, I'm not eating. Anyway. So yeah, no, I'm good. So,
all right,
still hot down there.
Oh yeah.
Tejas.
Currently, my computer is saying it's 101 degrees right now.
Oh, good lord. Good lord.
Yeah, it's a little bit brutal.
You can keep that. I will keep the 75 degrees that my phone is telling me.
Let's just split it in half, and we'll go with an even 90 for both of us.
No, that's still too hot for me.
That's
still too hot for me. We can split it in half when it's negative 25 degrees outside.
Okay, I'll take that.
It's come February when it's negative 25 and the wind chill's minus 50. Yeah. That's when I can complain about the weather.
Yeah, there's a saying that my dad likes to say where there are 3 non-consecutive days of winter per year in Texas.
Well, they say in Minnesota we only have about 2 months that it's not winter.
Oh man.
So yeah. So yeah, man, tell me a little bit about you. So tell me a little bit about your gaming history.
Yeah, so I've been gaming pretty much all my life. Started with video games and still primarily play video games as my primary gaming medium. One of the very first games I ever had was Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. That game really made me enjoy like fantasy environments and genre. It's the whole swords and shields and gods at play and all that wonderful great stuff. And funny enough, Wind Waker is a not necessarily a pirate themed adventure, but it definitely is like on the seas and there are pirates, so it's kind of fitting. You get a little bit of a full circle moment there.
Yeah, I'd love Wind Waker. Oh, you're making me feel old, man, because Wind Waker for me was college. I played that in college. But yeah, dude, Wind Waker was great.
Yeah. And then for movies, I like to watch a lot of fantasy-related things, so I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I love the movies. Only just recently read the books, though. I'm a bad Lord of the Rings fan.
No, you're good. You're good.
Other than that, another one of my big gaming experiences and something that I still play nowadays is RuneScape. I play old school RuneScape, which is pretty much as it was since 2007, and I've spent way too much time playing that game, but it's got a very rich fantasy environment with a lot of really cool lore and stories that go with it. So it's just one more thing to add to why I love fantasy genres and things like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder.
Yeah, for sure. So you actually stream that on, don't you?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, if I'm allowed.
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a video freak on YouTube and Twitch, and I have a series on that where I'm trying to get every single cape in the game on a unique account that's available in the game called an Iron Man. It's going to be like a 5-year commitment, so we'll see how far I go before I lose my mind.
Yeah, so how long have you been playing TTRPGs?
Only for about, let's see. I started after high school. It was after my freshman year of college, so that would be 26. No, 2015 is when I started. I had a friend at the church that I used to go to, and he was like, "Hey, I play D&D at this game shop that's by the church every Sunday. You want to come and learn how to play?" I'm like, "That's something I've always wanted to learn how to play, so sure, why not?" And I was hooked instantly. Went in, I made a half-orc paladin named Gilneas, who ended up being called Lil Gil throughout the entirety of the campaign. Accidentally drank a health potion that had his own blood in it, so he ended up selling his soul to a warlock and went into contract with the god of death. Great stuff. And since then, I've ran in a lot of games. I've DM'd a lot of games as well. I've done a lot of homebrew on that end too. I've made like an entire Legend of Zelda themed campaign for Dungeons and Dragons where I rewrote all the races, so that way you could play a Goron instead of a reflavored orc.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Have you So have you played? Has it mostly been D&D, or have you dabbled into any other systems?
It's primarily been D&D. I've tried to run one session of the new Avatar: The Last Airbender campaign, but I'm not familiar with the Powered by the Apocalypse system at all, so it did not go well. And then there's Masks, which is another Powered by the Apocalypse game, and I played in that one instead of ran it, and it was a much better experience, and that's really those are the games I have the most experience in. I played one session of Pathfinder First Edition, but that one, it was a very roleplay heavy episode, or very roleplay heavy session, and I just wasn't following it. The lore was very established. I didn't understand the rules that well either, so.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But we'll get you up to speed for second edition. We'll get you up to speed. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The lore for the world that Pathfinder takes place in is very established.
Mm-hmm.
The Galarian is very, very established. There are lots of moving pieces. There are lots of known NPCs and big bads, but it's a fascinating world, and it's a living and breathing world, which is what I really like. I enjoy the lore quite a bit, and I think you will too, because it's pretty badass. It's some pretty cool stuff. It's some really cool stuff. As a matter of fact, we have a lore show. Well, right now we're going through all 20 of the core gods, with a couple of tangential gods that some other folks are really into. And then once we get through that, we're deciding if we want to do recaps of all the major campaigns that have taken place, all the adventure paths, and just kind of recap those stories. Or do we want to go and start talking about each one of the nations and kingdoms? Not sure yet. I like the idea of going through each one of the APs, the campaigns.
That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, just kind of going through it with a GM who's run them.
Oh yeah,
and talking about the story behind it and just reliving those, and yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, God lore is always interesting to me, so I'm definitely gonna have to tune in for those.
Yeah, I think we have. Let me quick pull them up here. We don't have that many out, so I think there's only 5. Let me quick pull them up right here. Yeah, and what we do is we bring on guests to join us when we talk about it. So we've done 6. So the first one we did was Besmara, who is the pirate queen. She's not one of the main 20, but since we're our pirate campaign, we had to do the pirate god. So we did Besmara. And then we did Lamashtu. She's an evil goddess of monsters and nightmares. Then we did Pharasma. She's the true neutral goddess of birth and death. Then we did Zan-Kuthon, who is the lawful evil god of pain. And then we did Torag, the lawful good god of dwarves and creation. And we just recorded Caden Kalian, who is the chaotic good god of beer and freedom.
That's awesome.
He's the god of Texas.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Beer and freedom. Yeah. He's kind of a shitty god. We kind of go over about how he's kind of. Anyway, you gotta listen to the episode.
I hope he's just a dude bro in the worst way possible.
He kind of is.
Yes.
He kind of is a dude bro.
Let's go. I
mean, yeah, you'll dig in on this lore. In particular because the guy that we're going to do next, I think you'll enjoy this one. But yeah, so what else are you into? So yeah, what do you do for work?
I mainly work in tech support right now. I just take calls whenever people are having issues with their computer and I help them fix them. Though I am currently looking to break into the cybersecurity field just for a little bit more stability, a little bit more job security.
Well, brother, that's what I do for work. So you already knew that, but
yeah,
there's, yeah.
There's a dire need for people.
There's a desperate need for people, and today even it's just, oh boy, yeah.
Then I also hope to be a content creator if that stuff pans out, but that's the hobby. That's not the primary focus. I have to remind myself of that every day.
Yeah. Well, I can give you some tips on what you need to do to get into cybersecurity and some things to look at. So I'd
appreciate that.
I can help you out there.
Right now I'm looking at getting my Security Plus certification.
Okay. That's a good starter. And then I would leverage that into trying to find a local chapter for your ISC Squared group, and then start looking at either reading about or trying to network and get a job that'll pay for the CISSP. That's like the creme de la creme certification for cybersecurity. So,
okay.
But it's hard.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Balls hard test. So it's gonna. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So what else are you into, man? So you said movies.
Movies, so
or you said no, you didn't say movies, you said shows, right?
Oh, movies and shows. So here's a fun little game to play. Ask me if there is a popular movie that you think that everybody has seen, and most likely my answer will be no. I've seen things like Star Wars. I've seen things like Lord of the Rings, of course. Those are gimmies. Everybody's seen those. Indiana Jones, only the first one. Jurassic Park, nope. So, my movie taste is not very big, but recently I've been super into the Spider-Verse movies as they've been coming out. I really want to see Barbie and Oppenheimer. I'm so curious.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to do the double feature of both of them in one day, but I'm really excited for those.
Yeah, I want to see Oppenheimer. I like Cillian Murphy a lot.
Oh, nice.
So, Cillian Murphy is, I'll see anything he makes or that he's in, because I'm a big fan of his. But yeah, I'm also intrigued by Barbie just because it has Gosling in it, and I like Gosling, and it has Simu Liu in it, and I like Simu Liu, and I Greta Gerwig's good as a director. I've only, I mean, I think she's only done one movie that I've seen, directed one movie that I've seen, and I enjoyed it.
I honestly
Lady
want to see
Bird.
I honestly want to see Barbie only for Gosling because all the promo stuff he's been in, he's just been hilarious. The
Yeah.
exact kind of energy that I'm like, yes, the himbo, there he is. Look at him go.
But yeah, so so tell me a little bit more about your D&D. So you said you've DM'd quite a bit, right? So
Yes.
do you mostly do homebrew?
Yeah, I primarily do homebrew. I've tried doing a couple of modules here and there. I like running Lost Mines of Phandelver. That's a classic one. That one's super fun to do. I have Storm King's Thunder. I just haven't cracked into it yet because that book is big and it kind of intimidates me. And then I tried running Out of the Abyss, and that book is very interesting with how it's written. It's not really a like step by step, this is what the players will run into this time, then they'll do this. It's like, all right, here's the Underdark, good luck. So but other than that, every single thing I've done has been largely homebrew. I'll like pull official things like stat blocks and things like that, but pretty much always homebrewed settings and homebrewed situations. Like I've done a Yanti campaign where I had a group go into a jungle to investigate why people were going missing from this town. They found a Yanti temple and saw a few abominations that were strolling around, and these were like, level 2 characters, so they definitely couldn't take those monsters. But so they turned around, but as they were going back to the town, they decided, hey, let's go back to the dungeon and let's go figure out what's going on. So that was the time I had to improvise a dungeon entirely from scratch.
Right.
That was a bad scene.
Oh, PCs.
Oh yes. I also do enjoy a lot of like horror elements in a campaign. In the Legend of Zelda campaign that I was running, I wanted to very much explain to the players through environmental storytelling that Hyrule was a very dangerous world. This was like right after Breath of the Wild came out, and everybody was very much shocked by how much more difficult that game is compared to other Zeldas. And so I did two things that kind of reminded them that. The first is that I made sure that they had an Iron Knuckle, which is heavily armored guy wielding a battle axe, chasing the characters down in certain areas. And then there was one time when they were being too loud on the road, they were kind of pushing each other's buttons, so I decided to ambush them with some bokoblins, and they used their mounts to basically put a hard circle around the arena that they were fighting in, so there was no option to escape, and they had to kill everything before they could get out, while there was a ring of archers outside of the circle just lobbing arrows inside. It was a really cool fight.
I think we talked about too that you had done. Were you a player in the Tyranny of Dragons?
Yes, I was. That was the only D&D campaign that I've fully finished. Is Tyranny of Dragons.
Nice.
I started off as a half-orc barbarian and ended up as a rock gnome wizard.
Nice. Yeah, and that one was fascinating too. Yeah, we were talking about how that one ended up being done by Cobalt Press, which was interesting, and just published by Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah. It was a very fun campaign too.
Should we get to the meat?
I think so.
Let's do it. Let's talk about your character, man. So let's tell the audience here, who is your character for the remainder of this adventure?
I'm
Well,
going. Well, so
well,
far.
so far, let's say I've Corey will tell you that I do not pull my punches. So
Yeah, I've learned that there have been PC deaths, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm going to be playing Vesuviac the Molten, a magma dragon fire cleric that is currently serving the god Sarenrae to atone for some past sins of burning and pillaging and just being a dragon.
yeah, Molten, a magma dragon. That's so you're playing a Battle Zoo ancestry, which is not a core ancestry, but yeah, we're using a third party ancestry for this one. Have you always wanted to play a dragon?
I don't think I ever consciously thought I wish I could play a dragon until we were sitting down looking at ancestries, and I saw that, and I'm like, "What? Yeah, that obviously." I want to be a dragon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's so yeah, absolutely. Of course somebody's going to be a dragon. I'm surprised we didn't have more dragons in the party, to be honest, other than just Rizurk. But yeah, a magma dragon, that's awesome. So what was it about the magma dragon in particular that drew you?
I thought that it was because I know I wanted to go with fire. Fire is just really cool, especially in a setting primarily with water. It gives me a very unique weakness, which is that the thing that we are going to be surrounded by 24/7 is something that is directly opposed to what I am.
Yeah.
But it also provides a unique strength because, boats are made of wood and wood catches fire. So if I can use that to my advantage, then I've got a powerful concept behind me. But I thought that magma was a bit more interesting than just a red dragon. I thought that there would be a lot more variety, especially with appearance and how they look, and so I kind of wanted to go with that because it felt a lot more unique than just a standard red or gold dragon.
You having Lunar draw up your character for you?
Oh, I haven't asked her yet. I need to. Need to commission her.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, do it. Yeah, I yeah, it's interesting because I mean, obviously, you gain fire resistance. I mean, duh, because you're a magma dragon, so you you have fire resistance right off the bat, which is sweet. But yeah, playing a magma dragon in a mostly aquatic campaign is bold choice, Cotton. We'll see how it works out.
For those Pokemon fans, it'll just be like in Pokemon Emerald when Groudon faces off against Kyogre in the middle of the ocean, and he just has like a 10-foot patch of land that he's standing on. He's just like, "What? What? Come after me!" It's gonna be Vesuviac.
Yep. Yeah. It'll be good. I think there will be a couple parts that'll be really interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, we aren't using the balance, which is the faith system in this world, mostly because by I got early access to this adventure. So when I got access to it, the I didn't have access to the campaign setting books, so I didn't know about the faith system. So I decided to just use the Galarian one from the get go. So you chose Sarenrae for your goddess, who is the well right now until what is it? We're in July, so August, September, October. 3 more months. For the next 3 months, we have an alignment system until November when they nix it. So for the next 3 months, Sarenrae is the neutral good goddess of fire, healing, and redemption. And then in November, she'll just be the Goddess of fire, healing, and redemption. We'll just nix that neutral good part out of her. So, yeah, you chose Sarenrae. Tell me about
Yeah,
that.
I really like redemption in characters. I love redemption arcs. One of my favorite D&D characters I've ever played is a character named Kendall, who was a warlock that was the son of the big bad. And a lot of why I love his character is that at a certain point, he ends up forcibly becoming a vampire because his that was his reward for completing his task for his dad. He didn't want to be a vampire, and that was enough to push him over the edge and become a full-time good guy instead of a double agent. And I really enjoy things in media like Prince Zuko's entire deal with Avatar: The Last Airbender is like one of the most notable redemption arcs that I like. Even characters like Amity in the Owl House have a bit of redemption arcs too. And
Vegeta.
Vegeta's like, yeah, I can't believe I forgot about Vegeta.
OG right there, man.
Yeah, man's like, I want to destroy the world and ends up with a kid. How'd that happen? But I always love that concept of it doesn't matter that you were super bad before. What you do now is what actually matters and what is going to help the world.
Did you decide on between small or medium for your dragon?
Medium.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot of what I think his motivations are going to be is that he hates the fact that he had to go through the ritual that made him the medium size and views it as a strict power downgrade. So he wants to retain as much of his old draconic presence as possible. So he constantly walks on all fours. He's as big as he can make himself be. If he doesn't have to fight with his weapon, he will go to his horns and his jaws and his claws and things like that.
Nice. Anything else about Vesuviac that you want to let the audience know about?
Yeah, this will be my first time really playing as a super arrogant character who's completely motivated by self-interest. Normally I always tend to shift towards for the greater good, but I'm kind of excited to try and break myself out of that habit with this character and operate solely on this is what Vesuviac wants, and what Vesuviac wants is to become a dragon again.
Nice. That'll be interesting, especially once we start getting more into Sarenrae, because I do plan, and the audience should know this, they've listened to it, that the gods themselves are going to have a bigger presence than they typically have in Paizo APs. That's something that I want to do, and I'm consciously doing. So we might get to hear and potentially see Sarenrae. Who knows? We'll see. Who knows? I don't know. We'll get there. Maybe. We'll see.
Vesuviac will not be happy if Sarenrae appears.
And we'll see. Maybe that redemption arc will actually happen. Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah, otherwise we will have to look at other gods of fire. Well, there's just one last question. There's this one last question that I've asked everybody that's gone through this Meet the Crew. And that one last question is, cake or pie?
God, the moral dilemma. I'm gonna have to say pie.
Yes. Good man.
Cake is too sporadic. You either can get a really, really good cake or a really, really bad cake. But pie is consistent, and it's consistently good.
I love me some pie. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
Of course, thanks for having me.